Aristotle's classification was based on similarity and difference of features. And this classification was followed for 1500 years after his death. But the scientists in the 13th to the 16th century started questioning this classification because they observed that fishes that live in water and dogs that live on land, both of them can bleed. But according to Aristotle's classification, he had put land-living organisms like dogs and water-living organisms like fishes into two different categories. So this classification was not right. So the scientists started to find an alternative to this classification. During that time, a scientist known as Carl Linnaeus was also trying to find an alternative to Aristotle's classification. But he found out that this level of categorization was correct. Aristotle had said that living organisms can be divided into movable organisms and immovable organisms. So Carl Linnaeus agreed to this step. Even he said that living organisms can be divided into movable organisms and immovable living organisms. Now, these organisms form two different kingdoms. This is the animal kingdom and this is the plant kingdom. Now take the animal kingdom. Animals like cats and dogs and cows, when they die, microorganisms act on them and slowly the skeleton becomes visible. But when organisms like mosquitoes die, no such skeletons are visible. So these kind of organisms are placed in two separate groups. So within one kingdom, he divided two different groups, and this group is known as the phylum. So this phylum has animals that have skeleton, and this group has animals that do not have a skeleton. Now, members of the same phylum, connected by common characteristics, form a class. Now see, if you take animals that have a skeleton, even they can be divided as animals that can give birth to young ones, and animals such as fish, birds, and snakes that lays eggs and produces their young ones. So these two groups of animals form two different classes under the same phylum. Now, within a class, members having a common characteristics form an order. So if we take the animals that can give birth to young ones, even they can be categorized as animals who are non-vegetarian and animals like cows that are vegetarian. So these two groups form two different orders, which mean ranks, under the same class. Now, under the same order, animals can be further grouped according to the structural similarity. See, cats, lions, and tigers have the same structural similarity, and it is different from the dogs, jackals, and foxes. So these two groups form the families. This is the cat family, and this is the dog family. Cat family has retractable claws, which is not present in the dog family. Now, members of the same family, for example, the cat family, which have similar reproductive paths, form the genus. So see, tigers and lions have similar reproductive features, and it is different from that of cats. Now, within the same genus, let us take the example of lion and tiger together. Can lion and tiger mate with each other? Never. A female lion can only mate with a male lion. So, on this basis, they are finally categorized as different species. So, species is the unit of classification. So, an organism can be classified through these various steps, which look like a staircase and is known as a hierarchy.